In a world filled with secrets, sometimes you have to step into the dark to find the light. Welcome to the Dark Lights podcast, where we unravel eerie mysteries, one story at a time.
Ever get the feeling like somewhere out there the impossible might just be possible? Well, today we're diving deep into a story that really makes you wonder about that very thing.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's the story?
The case of Jane Bennett.
Jane Bennett.
Yeah. And, the miracle in room 314.
Oh, I've heard that name vaguely. It's one of those that sort of sticks with you, right?
Exactly. And thankfully, we've got some fascinating source material to work with here. Medical records, eyewitness accounts, even some old news clippings.
The good stuff. So we're dealing with a story that's got one foot in hard facts.
Right.
And another in something, well, a little harder to pin down.
Yeah, for sure.
A real head scratcher.
It's 1999, and Jane Bennett is 57 years old.
Okay.
She's been battling stage 4 ovarian cancer for years. We're talking years of hospital visits, treatments, the works.
And just to be clear, for those listening who may not be familiar,
Right.
stage 4, that's as serious as it gets.
Right.
Ovarian cancer is aggressive even in its early stages.
So the odds are.
The odds are stacked against you, sadly.
And that's the thing. It just keeps coming back stronger.
And more resistant to treatment.
Exactly. So by the time she's admitted to St. Francis Hospital, it sounds like she's exhausted.
Yeah.
She's ready for some peace.
I can only imagine.
She even signs a DNR.
A do not resuscitate order.
Yes. She's made peace with her fate.
And that DNR is essential to this whole story. We have to understand it's not just a form, right?
Yeah.
It's a legally and medically binding document.
Right.
The medical team is obligated to honor her wishes if her heart stops.
Right. And late one night, that's exactly what happens. Her heart stops.
Oh, wow.
Her husband, Tom, is right there with her.
Yeah.
Absolutely devastated.
Can you imagine? I mean,
I can't even imagine.
to witness that knowing.
And knowing that she's ready to let go.
Exactly.
And to make matters worse, they can't find her DNR.
Oh, no. So now they're in a situation where legally and ethically they have to try to revive her.
They have to. So they start CPR. They're giving her oxygen. They even use the defibrillator.
It's all hands on deck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we're talking about a long time here. 20 minutes they worked on her.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
That's practically unheard of in a situation like this.
So help me understand this. 20 minutes with no heartbeat. I mean, what kind of effect does that have on the body?
Well, the human brain, it can only survive for a few minutes without oxygen before irreversible damage sets in.
Wow.
To even survive a cardiac arrest after 20 minutes is incredibly rare.
Okay.
And to survive without significant brain damage, almost impossible.
So they're at the 20-minute mark. They're about to call it. And then just like that, her heart starts beating again. On its own.
You're kidding!
Nope.
After 20 minutes?
After 20 minutes.
That's incredible. But that's not even the most baffling part, is it?
Not even close. It's like hitting the reset button on your whole system.
It really is. I mean, we're not just talking about a cold going away, are we?
This is major. So they run tests, and here's where it goes from medically interesting to straight-up miracle territory. The cancer that she'd been battling for years, gone.
Yeah.
Vanished.
That's the detail. You hit it on the head. It's the detail that just, I don't know, I've read about this case and it still gets me.
Every time.
Every time. Because it's not even remission.
Right, it's just gone.
Poof. Like magic. But this is the real world, so we have to assume there's some explanation, right?
You would hope so. So what are researchers saying? How could something like this even be possible?
Well, some are exploring the idea that extreme stress, like, say, a near-death experience, could trigger some kind of massive immune response. Like, imagine your body going into overdrive, right? Releasing defenses it didn't even know it had.
Yeah.
It's a long shot, to be sure.
Yeah.
The research is still in its very early stages.
Yeah.
But it's something, right?
It's a possibility. But, get this. The story takes another turn. Because Jane, she claims to know exactly what happened to her during those 20 minutes when her heart wasn't beating.
Okay, so we're moving away from the medical charts now.
A bit.
Into more, shall we say, mysterious territory.
Because Jane's explanation was, wait for it, she saw God.
Wow. You don't hear that every day. Well, I mean, you do in these sorts of cases, but...
But to actually have the evidence, or the lack of evidence, I guess you could say, kind of line up like this.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
She said he told her it wasn't her time yet. that she had more work to do here.
I mean, can you imagine being told that? I mean, I don't even know what I'd do with that kind of information.
It's one thing to read about it in a book or see it in a movie, right? But to have someone, especially after all this, look you in the eye and say, I saw God.
That's at a whole other level.
It really is. And, the thing is, near-death experiences, they're not exactly unheard of.
Right. I mean, people from all walks of life report similar experiences.
The light, the peace, even seeing loved ones who've passed away.
It's fascinating stuff.
And more common than you might think.
Yeah.
So, while Jane's experience might be easy for some to dismiss as, a dream or a hallucination brought on by the medication.
Right.
She was adamant this was real. She really believed that she had been given a second chance.
And that's where things get really interesting, right? Because it's not just about what happened medically. It's about faith, belief, and the possibility that maybe, just maybe, there are things beyond our current understanding.
It's like science and spirituality had a head-on collision.
And the aftermath was this incredible story.
And the media, of course, went wild.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine the headlines? Miracle woman sees God. Cancer cured by divine intervention.
Suddenly, everyone wanted a piece of Jane. Reporters, doctors, scientists, even religious leaders.
It's that human need to make sense of things, to find an explanation, even when it seems impossible.
Especially when it seems impossible. It became a cultural phenomenon almost overnight. And Jane, try to put yourself in her shoes, right? To
go through something so personal, so life-altering, and then have the whole world analyzing it.
And debating it. It's like everyone wants an answer,
But some experiences, they resist easy answers.
They do. And just when you thought this story couldn't get any weirder,
it takes another turn.
It really does.
It's like those movies,
Right.
Or just when you think you've figured it out.
The rug gets pulled out from under you.
Exactly. And you're left wondering what just happened.
So not long after all the media attention starts to fade, Jane disappears.
Disappears.
Gone. Vanishes.
Hold on. Like she just vanished.
Yep. No note, no forwarding address, nothing.
And her stuff.
Left behind. Purse, car, phone, everything.
Wow. You'd think with a story this big, someone would have seen something.
You'd think, right. But the police, they hit a wall. No leads, no witnesses, nothing.
So what were they thinking? What were the theories going around?
Well, at first, of course, they thought maybe something criminal happened, foul play.
Right. Makes sense.
But there was no sign of a struggle, no evidence of anything like that.
So then what?
So then you get into the realm of speculation, right?
Okay, I like where this is going.
Yeah.
Did she orchestrate the whole thing?
Exactly. Did she just want to escape the spotlight?
I could see that. Or maybe did she get cold feet about the whole seeing God thing? Decided to backtrack before people started digging too deep?
Or, and this one is really out there, but maybe, just maybe, whatever or whoever was responsible for her miraculous recovery decided they weren't quite done with her yet.
Okay, now that's an ending you don't see every day. So what happened? What's the answer?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The truth is, no one knows what happened to Jane Bennett. She just disappeared.
Oh, wow. What a story. And to think, we started with a simple question. Is the impossible actually possible?
And it seems like, in Jane's case, the answer might be a little bit of both.
Yeah.
It makes you think, doesn't it? About the limits of our understanding, about faith, about the mysteries that still exist in the world. This deep dive, well, it really leaves you with more questions than answers. And maybe that's okay.
Maybe that's the point.
Maybe it is. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Absolutely. Until next time.
Is this something that you think could happen to you? We are looking forward to hearing from you in the comments. Let us know what you think happened here. All of our content should be considered for casual entertainment purposes only and not used for any other purpose. Thank you for listening. Please like, follow, comment and subscribe. It really helps us out. We will see you next time on the Dark Lights podcast.